Today we're working on the Chromatography Lab, and we're going to be showing how black ink is a mixture. So the instructions are here on the page. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking a coffee filter, and you're supposed to draw a black circle on it, and then you need to turn it into a cone shape and dip it into this cup that I've already added some rubbing alcohol to. So what you need to do first is to make a prediction about what you think will happen when the marker ink touches the rubbing alcohol. So you need to pause the video and make your prediction. What I'm going to do now is create a cone shape out of the coffee filter, and I'm going to place it into the cup with the rubbing alcohol in it. So I'm going to pause the video and show you what that looks like. Okay, this is my cone shape. What we need to do is get it down into the cup so that the coffee filter is touching the rubbing alcohol and not the marker. Get it in there. There it goes. Alright, so what you're supposed to do is to wait a few minutes for this to absorb the rubbing alcohol. And while you're waiting for that to absorb, what you can be doing is drawing a diagram of our setup, and notice that it says also to label the diagram. Okay, so you can already see that I'm seeing some blue appear here. So what I'm going to need to do is to pause this for, it takes a few minutes. I'm going to pause this for a couple of minutes, and then I'll come back and I'll have you make your observations on your paper. Okay, so now that it's been a few minutes, you can definitely see the blue has risen quite a bit. So I'm going to take this out. I'm going to lay it down. So you definitely can see how the blue spread outward in a ring from the center of the circle. So your quantitative observations, you need to have numbers or measurements in them. So something with, we can't measure much here, but something with a measurement could be that it says to make a circle with a 5 centimeter diameter. So you could write that we have a 5 centimeter diameter circle. You could write that there's 1 centimeter of alcohol. There's 1 cup. There's 1 coffee filter with 1 black ring. There's many things you could write. Qualitative is where you get to describe what you saw. So you could talk about the fact that the coffee filter absorbed the rubbing alcohol, or that there's a blue ink spreading out from the center of the coffee filter. You could also talk about how the amount of rubbing alcohol decreased in the cup. There's, again, several things you could write. When you go to the questions on the back, so again, you're going to describe what happened. You need to explain why we use rubbing alcohol. So what did the rubbing alcohol do for us with this ink? And don't talk about it changed colors. It did not change. Remember that ink is a mixture. So down here it gives you a hint that black ink is a mixture. So if black ink is a mixture and I mixed black ink and rubbing alcohol together, okay, think about which one has more. One, either the black ink or the rubbing alcohol, one is the solvent and one is the solute. You need to identify that. Okay, so that will help you with question 2. Explain the purpose of the rubbing alcohol. What did it do for us and what did it show us? How did we learn that black ink is made of multiple colors? Okay, so it's a mixture. It's not a solution, or excuse me, it's not a compound. It's not chemically bonded. What was mixed together? So to give you another idea, this is one that I left overnight. You can see there's more colors in it that we didn't notice. The blue moved much faster. It spread out a lot more, and you can start to see red, and there's brown in there. So remember that we mixed multiple colors to make black ink, and you need to explain that in the answers to your questions.